Joining me now on stage, Dan May, president of Blackmagic Design. Thanks so much for joining us up here.
It's great to be here.
You know, so many people here, I'm sure, have already visited the booth, seen all the cool things you have to offer. Are you excited about that you're a must-see on the show list?
You know, I think we work so hard throughout the course of the year to try to make a lot of great products and come with a big impact at the show. We want to have that big booth. We want to have that big sign out front. We want to make a big impact at the show. So we sponsor the keynote in the morning. We want to come and do these kind of events where we can get out and talk to people. Because to us, it's always about reaching out to our customers. And NAB is really one of the most premier places where we can just go out and reach a lot of people all at once.
And it really says something about what you're doing when your booth keeps getting bigger year after year.
Clearly, we're on the right track. We're making great products that people are excited about. We're trying to stay ahead of the curve with technology, and we're trying to make products that are available to everyone. So it's, as we've mentioned earlier, a bit of the democratization about video and being able to empower the creative individuals out there. It's always our goal, always our kind of a privilege to be able to make these products for so many wonderful people out there.
Let's talk about interoperability because you know, the Pocket Cinema camera doesn't ship with a lens, so it's important that you can use a variety of lenses for that.
Absolutely.
The Production Cinema 4K, you can have all kinds of rigs and mounts that people have created. Is that important?
I think it's incredibly important that I think manufacturers always have to be thinking about putting their customers first. And there's a fine line between wanting to create products that are completely locked into your own ecosystem. I would love for everyone to use every piece of Blackmagic equipment throughout everything. Of course, why wouldn't I like that? But I also have to allow the flexibility to say, I'm not the only manufacturer out there, and there's a lot of people that are creative and have wonderful products out there, so I need to be able to say, both pick and choose to say, I don't need to make every third-party piece of equipment, and I don't have to have every software feature done by Blackmagic, because people are passionate about these tools they use. So we kind of need to focus on building the best and greatest products with a lot of flexibility, but we have to be open to our fellow manufacturers out there to be a piece of this big ecosystem as well.
Tell me the type of customer you've seen here at NAB, or the type of customer you're seeing now, and has that changed over the years?
I think it's changed dramatically over these last 10 years. 10 years ago, we saw what I would call really professional broadcasting. Everyone wore a suit. It was kind of that mentality. But now, because of that democratization, we have people that are doing their own YouTube video channels. We have people that are doing field reporting that would have never been able to do this before. We have independent filmmakers. So I think the demographics have been completely shattered from where they were 10 years ago, because people are able to get this equipment and do this really high-end production, whether it be live or post or broadcast. And that's just something that's completely different from 10 or 20 years ago.
4K, obviously a big hot topic here, buzzword. Not just buzzword, it's real, it's here.
Ultra HD is here. Those TVs are shipping. 4K has been exciting. Those TVs have been big in the AV space. All those guys want to have those large TVs. The real question has been about how do we do the production for Ultra HD? And that's really a big theme we have, obviously, with the camera, as well as our ATEM switchers, and a bunch of products around Ultra HD. Such a great new format that we'd love to see these broadcasters get behind as well.
And are they adopting it now, or are they waiting?
The great news with Ultra HD now is, before we had to kind of look at HDMI 1.4 as being the standard to getting that across, or 4 separate SDI cables. This year, the big technology development is 6 gig SDI, single cable. It plugs into your current HD and SD, so you don't have to be totally ready for it, but you can start thinking, I'm looking towards Ultra HD. This new 6 gig SDI technology allows me to work in my current infrastructure, but be ready for Ultra HD. So these TVs are here. It's kind of the first time we've really had full frame rate, full resolution TVs before the format's really kind of been all fleshed out, but it's here, it's coming, and people are getting ready for it.
Now, we are streaming live at nabshow.com. There's a lot of people watching that maybe can't make it this year, or maybe companies that want to be here next year. Talk about some of the intangible benefits of being out there on the floor, having your people talk to all the people out there.
I think one of the toughest things for a lot of us is we love speaking to customers, and as a manufacturer for ourselves, we get so busy in the day-to-day of obviously running our own business, developing products that we want to be exciting. So a show like this, where we can talk to thousands of customers that come from many different walks of life, it's almost tough to be in meetings and with customers, and I just want to talk to people about what great features they want and where they see things going, because we get such a tremendous amount of feedback. And I think for users, it's a great opportunity as well, because they see these these great products, but if you don't come to the show, you don't necessarily get to know the ins and outs and the whys and the hows until you're able to sit down and talk to somebody and say, well, why did you do this? I was confused about this. I really want this. How can I achieve these goals? And NAB is a great opportunity for people to do that.
And I did see Dan's schedule earlier today when I ran into you.
Yeah.
It was like 15, 20 pages long. You are booked solid.
I'd rather be booked solid than be booked empty, so I'm very thankful for all
That is true.
of
That also says something great about what you're doing.
That it does.
Let's talk about the internet, because that has been changing every aspect of the business. Can you tell me how it's changed your business?
I mean, certainly there's several different, internet changes everything, both in the way we procure products. You know, if I used to want to go and buy a product, I had to really either know an integrator, or I had to go out and be in line with the manufacturer. But the internet suddenly makes this, you know, I can be a guy that wants to go out and start, you know, I want to have a camera and I want to get a switcher and I want to do a high school production. I can do a lot of research via the internet. All that information is available to me. Now, I still want to have those VARs and those relationships with manufacturers, because these products aren't simple. But that internet just makes all that information available, and delivery, that's changed everything. YouTube has a 4K channel. So the ability to just have information and video freely being done out there, obviously it changes so many levels of the game.
So along those lines, who do you see as some of the winners and losers in the media and entertainment space because of that?
I think the only real losers are going to be people that don't want to change. And there are obviously out there that are either afraid of change, or well, we've done it this way and I don't want to make more changes. And the problem that we all face is that this isn't slowing down. You know, we're talking about Ultra HD this year. Man, we just did HD 6 years ago. We just thought we were going to get through this last final format, and things continue to change so fast. And it is a breakneck speed, and it is difficult for people to get their hands around and build budgets for. But unfortunately, we have to. We all have to keep moving forward. Manufacturers, broadcasters, filmmakers, because if we don't, other people will, and they will take those jobs. So we have to continue that pace with technology. So those that don't want to change, you're going to be left behind.
Miss the boat.
Exactly.
All right, Dan, tell us what you're going to miss if you're not at the show, if you're not at NAB Show. What do you miss in this week?
Definitely, it's, you know, obviously we see a lot of old friends. We get to see a lot of customers here. The experience of NAB goes beyond, I think, just getting to touch and feel products, though. That is probably one of the best things about being here. There's not many places where you can come, touch and feel all these different products, talk to all these manufacturers, be around colleagues that you would never be able to be around in many places in the world. So I think that ability to be able to sit down and be face-to-face with people is paramount.